Welcome back here once again, everyone. Now, I play video games. I'm not a big time gamer, but I do play video games. I've played video games over the years. I still play some video games every now and again. I enjoy playing some video games every once in a while. I do. But over the years, it's been this, well, for a few years now, I shouldn't say for a few years now, ever since this whole movement to make everything must have some kind of problem, everything must have some kind of meaning, must have some kind of drama behind it. Started. This big talk that um, I shouldn't. The way that they put it is that over sexualization of female characters in games causes men to have negative views against them and all kind of stuff and be misogynist and all kind of thing, which I find is really ridiculous. There's nothing wrong with a beautiful, sexy woman in a video game playing. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that in general, because people seem to have a problem with women in real life, women in video games, whatever. But this study, and this is from an article from Bowling into Comics, study finds video games with sexualized content do not cause misogynistic attitudes or body image issues. I cannot tell you that, but okay. According to the results of a recent study, psychologists have found that the evidence is weak that sexualized games influence player attitudes and behavior. Set to have its results published in October 2022 edition of the journal Computers in Human Behavior under the title Does Sexualization in Video Games Cause Harm in Players? A meta-analytic examination. The recent study sought to address the oft-touted claims of the perpetually offended, such as disgraced critic Anita Sarkeesian, I guess that's how we pronounce her name, and numerous gaming journalists, and answer the question of whether video games with sexualized content do or do not relate to mental health and body image problems in players and or sexualization and hostility towards women. I mean, again, as I say, it's about a balance in my mind, because I've played Grand Theft Auto. I never once had a inclination or urge to go and rob somebody of their car, shoot at the police, and beat up prostitutes. I've never once ever thought about doing that. It's a video game. I play the video game. That's it. That's it. I think it's a balance. And a lot of people get if you become addicted to gaming, you're addicted to gaming. Most people who are addicted to gaming are not going to go out there and do things that they see in the game. That is a given. Conducted by Christopher J. Ferguson, perhaps best known for his work debunking the similar claims that violent video games inspire violent behavior. But again, as I just said, I played Grand Theft Auto. I know a number of people who played Grand Theft Auto and similar, if not more, violent video games and whatnot and the other, and they wouldn't hurt a fly. Much other people. The study explored the degree to which sexualization in games was related to both well-being, body dissatisfaction, and sexism, misogyny among players in two separate meta-analyses. In doing so, the team reportedly found that sexualization in games was neither related to well-being, body dissatisfaction, nor sexism or misogyny. Better designed studies and those that showed less evidence for researcher expectancy effects for whatever tends to find less evidence for effects. They explain, as appears commonly in other realms of media effects, the evidence is weak that sexualized games influence player attitudes and behavior. Psychology-centric news outlet explains that these conclusions were derived from a meta-analysis of 18 other studies, all measuring the results of exposing a subject to video games, both featuring and lacking sexualized content. 15 of these measured aggression towards women among with sexist attitudes, while 10 measured factors involving depression, body image, or anxiety. Oh, okay, I'm not going to go through the rest of it, but I just want to say the fact of it is, and there's several video games being shown here, several images of video games being shown here, of women in video games and all this sort of stuff, right? Yes, these characters are beautiful and alluring and everything like that. And yes, people will be attracted to them when we play. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, most teenage boys will play these games and find it women hot and all kind of thing. That's a normal reaction. Normal reaction for any teenage boy. Understand me? Normal reaction. Nothing to be disturbed about. I'm not going to say that, okay, so because they have a woman in a video game and she's portrayed as a sexy badass, that means that you're somehow going to develop some kind of attitude towards women. I mean, I will say this. I've heard people use the term toxic masculinity. There is no such thing as toxic masculinity. If you have negative views towards women, if you hate women, you talk down to them, degrade them, that is not toxic masculinity. That makes you an asshole. That's what it does. Proper masculinity is protecting women, being respectful towards them, being kind, courteous, complimentary, being a gentleman. That is proper masculinity. And playing a video game is not going to make you suddenly behave in that kind of manner. What happens is your values that you learn and you grow with, then you can properly say, well, okay, I'm going to be a good person. But if you are influenced negatively from outside forces, that is not toxic masculinity. Again, as I said, that is being an asshole. So you cannot realistically make an argument that because there are attractive women in video games, many of whom are absolute badasses who could literally wipe the floor with pretty much any other man in the game, you somehow want to say that there's some link between that and, something about it. Okay, there's a woman here in a bikini on a beach. What is she supposed to be dressed in? A non-outfit? Come on. These games and these things are targeted at certain people. Again, as I say, if as a teenage boy, you're playing these things, okay, you see pretty women, you're attracted to them, there's nothing wrong with that. But this double standard where we try to act like, okay, these video games are somehow, again, as I say, I don't see anything. I don't see anything. Yes, there are a lot of sexualization in the games and all that stuff. Okay, that doesn't mean that you're condemning anything about it. People play these games and then they move on with their lives. Video games don't always influence how you may act. There may be other underlying psychological issues that may cause this. But it's a video game. You play it, you move on with your life, and you just try to enjoy some semblance of peace and happiness. That's all. That's all you do. This popular video game, she's dead. She's one of the most well-known fighters in the game. You pretty much see it all of this well endowed and all kind of thing. Nobody's going to stop and say, well, okay, it's a video game, people. Not going to cause, body type, image issues and misogyny. Come on. Who you are, how you're raised as a person, that's what you do. You raise people with respect towards women, all kind of thing. That is what you get. Not because of a video game. Because these kind of arguments flow in to what I usually cover, which is entertainment-wise, movies, comics, TV shows, animation, these kind of things. It flow into that. So that's why I just want to say, this study shows that does not happen. Okay. This study shows it does not happen. Making a scene about it is not going to cause anything about it. Study proves that wrong, and that's what it is. The study proves that there's no link between it. I say, okay, good. Play video games with moderation. Don't forget to go outside and have fun too, and you could live a perfectly happy life. I've played many video games. Grand Theft Auto, never wanted to go and rob and kill anybody. Played a lot of games like this. I forget the name of this. Play Street Fighter. I've played Mortal Kombat. Several of these other games you see here. I played Tomb Raider and all this other stuff here. Metal Gear Solid, all of that I played. SNK and all kind of things. I played these games. Not a problem for me. Play it in moderation. Be sure to get outside and get some exercise, and you'll be fine. That is all. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. If you have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it. If you like the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, ring the notification bell to be notified every time I put out a new video. Be sure to share the video out there, it really helps. And I shall see you all next time. Take care.